Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Alula Alarm Verification and Alula Messenger webinar. We will get started here in about 60 seconds. All right, we are ready to go here on our end. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join us. We're here today to talk about alarm verification and Alula Messenger, two new services that have been added to our service platform here at Alula. My name is Warren Hill. I am the marketing leader at Alula, and I am joined today by Adam Larson, our Director of Product Management, overseeing software-related items, products, and services. Adam, thank you for joining me today.
Hey, Warren, happy to be here.
Awesome. One item to note relative to time management for those who are attending, we do anticipate this webinar going about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on the number of questions we receive from the audience. I know that we had originally said it would be a 60-minute webinar. My hope is that you're not too disappointed if we give you, 20 to 30 minutes back in your day. I guess that won't upset too many people. At any rate, let's get going here. I'll kick off our call today with a quick overview of Alula's ecosystem and then jump into the main topics that we're here to discuss, which is alarm verification and Alula Messenger. First off, our portfolio spans a wide range of products and services. We have a mobile app that proves to be the most common way for end user system owners to interact with and control their system. And we have a dealer portal where alarm dealers manage most aspects of their account base. Now, the new services that we're talking about today work within our mobile app and are enabled through the dealer portal. So we'll come back to those, spend the majority of the time discussing those two new service features and how you manage those within the portal. We have a wireless security and automation system, which is called Connect Plus. We have a universal alarm panel communicator that works on just about every hardwired hybrid panel on the market, and that's Bat Connect. And I'm guessing that if you're in the audience today, you're familiar with that product. We also have a commercial fire and burg alarm panel communicator, which was released right at the end of last year. This is Bat Fire. It has been an incredible product for us this year. And if you're an integrator, alarm dealer, and you're installing commercial fire alarm panels, if you're not already familiar with Bat Fire, talk to your Alula rep and learn more about Bat Fire, or go to alula.com/bat-fire to learn more about that product. We have translators and a lineup of wireless sensors that work with our own panel, as well as wireless sensors that work with alarm panels made by other manufacturers. And then in the camera line, we've got an indoor 360 pan tilt camera, a couple of outdoor bullet cameras, and a couple of interactive doorbell cameras. So that kind of rounds out our ecosystem. It's a full end-to-end platform for professional dealers, and we only sell through professional alarm dealers. So that's kind of an overview of our ecosystem. We've gotten feedback from alarm dealers that obviously helps us as we develop new products and services. And as it relates to the topic we're here to discuss today, which is these two new service features or new service capabilities, we've gotten feedback from dealers specific to the need for these things. Adam, talk to me about feedback that product management has received that's led us to develop these new services.
Yeah, thanks, Warren. We've heard a lot from dealers. I guess first off, with false alarms, this is a huge pain point for consumers, dealers, monitoring stations, as well as even the police, right? So from the embarrassment of a false alarm to false alarm fees that certain jurisdictions issue to their residents, this is certainly a big pain point that we hear very often. Looking at number 2 and 3, account attrition and user engagement, these are both closely related. I mean, depending on who we talk to, attrition rates are on the rise for a number of reasons, and false alarms play a significant role there. Figuring out ways to increase engagement is a big factor in limiting that attrition. And then finally, kind of number 4, your RMR is really a dealer's best friend. We understand that you're always trying to find new ways to make more money or save money for that matter.
Yeah, and as a manufacturer service provider, as a company, I think that is a very important goal of us here at Alula, and I'm sure you alarm dealers, making money. And so I think that's one of the main reasons that, in addition to the others that you mentioned there, that we have created these new services, is to enable dealers to have other value-added services that consumers, whether it's a homeowner or a small business owner, will pay for because they see the value in it. So alarm verification, this first feature we're highlighting today places alarm verification directly in the hands of system owners and users. And it gives central stations the opportunity to expedite handling of confirmed alarm activity. There's so many times where a system user will, their system will be armed home, armed stay, and they accidentally open the door forgetting, and the alarm system goes off. And this gives that system user the opportunity to quickly, through the app, confirm that it was a false alarm, and then no harm, no foul. The central station is notified. But let's get into that. Let's get into the details of how alarm verification works, and you can kind of walk us through how this happens, Adam.
Yeah, so how alarm verification works, it's really pretty straightforward. We're gonna show a video here in a minute, but I'm gonna piggyback off of what you just said and provide a little bit of an overview first. So in the event of an alarm event takes place, the Alula platform would send the signal to the central station like we do today. While this process is happening, the Alula mobile app would present a couple of options to either select false alarm, disarm, or confirm alarm for the user, depending on if they'd make the selection depending on if it's a real alarm, they would hit confirm alarm. If it's a false alarm, they would hit the false alarm disarm option. So if a user selects the false alarm disarm option, the Alula platform will send a 778 contact ID signal to the central station, alerting them that this is a user-defined false alarm. On the other hand, if it is a real emergency event and the user selects confirm alarm, the platform will send it a 779 contact ID event to the central station, alerting them that it's a user-defined verified alarm. At this point, the monitoring station, depending on their process, can upgrade the level of the alarm to verified and contact the proper authorities for hopefully a faster response time. But go ahead, Warren, if you want to play the video, and I can talk through it a little bit here to give you a visual.
Okay.
So you can see the user at this point is arming the system away we're going to jump ahead a little bit to the exit delay expiring. So the system is armed away and the front door is opened as an intrusion alarm. The reporting delay then expires and the user is presented within the mobile app along with a number of notifications that they would get just through the normal process. They would be presented with the false alarm disarm option and the confirm alarm button. When they select the confirm alarm, it will give you a pop-up basically saying, are you sure you want to confirm the alarm? You can cancel and go back to the main page if needed. But they would have those two options, and depending on what was happening, the location, if it was a false alarm or if it was a real event, they would make the proper selection. And then once that selection has been made, if they do confirm the alarm, there will be a short message within the mobile app letting other users that log into the app aware that some other user confirmed the alarm.
Thanks for that overview. How does alarm verification affect an alarm dealer's, the day-to-day? Does it create more work for the dealer? Does it take some administrative work off of them or add more work to their plate? How does that go?
It doesn't really add more work to their plate. This is a software feature. It's really just adding that value and putting the power in the end user to be able to confirm or send that additional layer of data to the central station so that agent processing the signals can make a more informed decision on how to proceed.
Okay, thanks for that overview. If you do have questions along the way here in the audience, feel free to type those into the comment or chat box at the bottom of your screen. I believe that's down at the bottom there. Moving on, let's, here we go, Alula Messenger. Alula Messenger enables system users to conveniently chat with other system users quickly and easily through the Alula Security App. This is great. It makes it so that there's no need to look up someone's contact information through your phone's contact application and then enter their information into a third-party messenger app. Just stay right in the Alula Security App and message all of the other system users directly through the app. This is quick, it's convenient, it's familiar. It looks very similar to all the other chat dialogue apps that are out there. And so it's easy for system users to pick up and communicate in. Navigating to Alula Messenger also is simple. When Messenger is active on an account, users will see the icon on the bottom of each screen, as you can see here. To open the Messenger dialog, you simply press the Messenger icon and that familiar text chat dialog is initiated. This brings me to point out, Adam, last year is when we kind of released some of our new service feature enhancements, and we introduced this dynamic app adjustment. So if features aren't present on that account, they don't show up. And the Alula Messenger is kind of the same. Is that correct?
Yeah, so that's exactly right. So the feature would need to be enabled for the device or that account, and you would do that via Alula Connect. And I think we'll get there maybe on the next slide. But I just want to note that the images that you're seeing here are iOS. So you would see that floating button. With Android, the Messenger access is going to be within the menu bar on the left, or if you just swipe left from the screen, it will take you right into the Messenger chat session.
Okay, easy enough. Walk us through a scenario now, if you would, Adam, where alarm verification and Messenger work together. How does this all work together in the instance where an intrusion alarm goes off in a small business? What screens are they going to see, and how are they going to resolve this alarm?
Yeah, so as you noted, Alula Messenger is a separate feature from alarm verification, but they really do go hand in hand in the event of an alarm situation. So the scenario that we're showing on this slide is where the system goes into an alarm. App users then would be presented with the false alarm, disarm option, as well as the confirm alarm option when they log into the app. They have the ability to message and communicate with via Alula Messenger regarding the alarm, review. They can review video within the mobile app, and then confirm the alarm via alarm verification feature. The goal with these features working together is to drive user engagement, limit false alarms, and increase the response times in the event of an actual alarm.
Okay, simple enough. Pretty simple new service features that we're enabling here. Okay, so how do alarm dealers add alarm verification and messenger to an account?
Yeah, so it's going to be on the device profile page via Alula Connect. So you would log into Alula Connect. If this is an existing account, you'd pull up the account, go to that device, go to the profile page, and then where you see the other device features, so where you would toggle on and off interactive services, where you would toggle on and off home automation, etc. That's going to be where you would also be able to enable alarm verification and Alula Messenger. When you're building a new account, we do have the account creation wizard process that walks you through kind of the whole process of creating a customer, to adding a device, to selecting the service features. So that would also be presented within that wizard, where they would be able to enable those devices or features.
One thing that I'm just realizing here is probably important to call out for our listeners. In order to have alarm verification and or Alula Messenger, you've got to have you have to have subscribed to interactive security. Is that right, Adam?
Yeah, you would need the interactive security feature for them to be able to have that access within the mobile app, and then they would be able to enable alarm verification and Alula Messenger. That's right, Warren.
Okay, makes sense. All right, so pricing for these new services is shown here. The MSDP, or manufacturer suggested dealer price, is 20 cents per account per month. That would be 40 cents per month if you added both services to an account. And we do offer discounts to silver and gold members of the Alula Pro program. If you're wondering what is the Alula Pro program, please visit alulapro.com or talk to your account rep and find out from them how do you become a member of the Alula Pro program. There's a lot of benefits and features of being a member of that program, one of which is gold and access to gold and silver pricing on services and hardware. Important to note, we are running a promotion for the next couple of months. When you sign up for one or both services on all existing and future accounts, you'll receive a 50% price break for the life of the account. So that's a big price savings. Again, that's going to go forward as long as that account continues to be in existence. And your Alula account rep will help in getting this set up for you. We have created sales sheets for these new services. They were designed to help educate end users on each service. These sheets are available on our Partner Resource Center and can be obtained from your Alula account rep as well. So in summary, these are new services that were designed to help reduce false alarms and false alarm fees by allowing system users to quickly and easily be looped into the verification process. They were designed to improve the communication process between multiple system users. And finally, give alarm dealers the opportunity to earn revenue by offering system owners additional value-added services. Anything else to add right here, Adam? I know we're going to move on to some commonly asked questions and then Q&A, but anything else to add here in summary?
Yeah, no, I think you nailed it on the head. I mean, the ultimate goal is to reduce those false alarms, increase user engagement, put some of the power into the end user's hands to interact and engage with, not only by sending the signals to the central station via the alarm verification feature, but engage with other users on the system about what's going on regarding the premises, and then increasing those response times for authorities when you do need them.
Great. So as I mentioned, we've got some questions that people have asked as we've rolled this out, and so we've captured them here so that we can address them head on. And if you've got additional questions beyond what we cover here, as I mentioned, please jump down to the chat window and type your question in, and we'll get to those. First question though is, how do I set up my Alula Connect profile so that current and future accounts are automatically enrolled in these features? Adam, you want to speak to that?
Yeah, so as you see on the screen, with current accounts, they must already have the interactive services, interactive security feature has to be enabled. And then you can contact your account rep if you want to take advantage of the promotion. They can help put that into action, and Alula will take care of the rest for you. For future accounts, as of today, you would enable those services via the account creation wizard, via Alula Connect. And then in the future, in the near future, we're adding some default features for default service plan features for a device, so you'd be able to enable default service features for your accounts when you create them.
Great. The next question is, can I select specific system users to communicate with over Messenger, or do the communications go to all of the users? And as it points out there, Alula Messenger communications go to all system users. There is no way to just select Tommy or Sue or Helen for the message to go to, right, Adam?
Yeah, that's right. It's going to all system users. We're not trying to replace text messaging or other forms of messaging here. With Alula Messenger, this is kind of for interactions regarding the security system or the premises, and those messages are going to go to all the system users that have the application.
Okay. Next question is, which types of events, alarms, does alarm verification sequence work with? Is it all types of alarms?
Yeah, no, it's not. This is a great question. It's intrusion only, so your Berg events are going to be what is presented with the confirm or false alarm options. User-initiated alarms such as panics, life safety alarms, or environmental flood sensors are not going to generate those options.
Okay. Do all system user types have the ability to cancel, confirm, and alarm? I know this is something that we looked at, and I think we went away from having all system users being able to do it. So who has access to confirm or cancel?
Yeah, so it's the account owner. So that's the primary user of the account, and then any account owners, and then account users that have the ability to create new users on the application have the ability to cancel or confirm an alarm. Sub-users, which is going to be the lowest level of authority for end users, will not have the ability to cancel or confirm. We did that for the scenario. You might not want your kids confirming an alarm, or for that matter, saying that an alarm is a false alarm, or the dog walker or contractor, whoever has access to the system as a sub user, we are not going to display those options for. But account owners, account users, the two highest authority levels would have access to those features.
And I can see that also having value in a small business scenario where you have employees and maybe you don't want them to have the ability to add new users, obviously, so they're sub-users, and you don't want them to have the ability to confirm or cancel an alarm. So they just may not be in a position to know what's going on with the system at various times of the day. Next question, is it possible for one system user to cancel the alarm and another to confirm the alarm? What happens when you've got two people with conflicting responses?
Yeah, so no, we're going to take the first response. So if somebody selects confirm alarm and another user logs in, that's when they will be presented with the message that Adam Larson confirmed the alarm, so that they know the user that confirmed the alarm, so that they can take appropriate action at that time. If someone issues that it's a false alarm and disarm option, that's going to send the false alarm signal to the central station as well as the disarm the system. So we are only going to take one response, and that would be the first response of those users, that account owner and account user level users that have the authority to make that call.
And the messenger is great to help people communicate and make sure that they're talking with one another to confirm or make sure that it's not an alarm that needs to be addressed by the central station and professionals. Mm-hmm. This last question, I added it to the slide the other day, and Adam was like, "What? Are you sure we need that on there?" And the reason I added it is because this question actually came up in a conversation we were having the other day with someone that was new to these services. Is the service fee charged each time the service is used? And the answer is no. It's a monthly fee. It's provided as a flat rate. So regardless of how many times the features are used, no matter how many Alula Messenger communications happen throughout the month, no matter how many times the alarm verification sequence occurs, the fee remains the same. So we're trying to keep fees low for you, Mr. and Miss Professional Alarm Dealer, so that you can keep the costs low to your customers. Okay. Well, let's, if you do have questions or want to talk to either Adam or myself after this webinar, our contact information is shown here on the screen. We do appreciate you spending some time with us. And now we're going to turn our attention to questions that have come through the chat window. This first question is from Simon, and it says, how much time should we wait if the client does not confirm or cancel the alarm? Adam, how does that work?
Yeah, so how it works is that the alarm signal is going to be sent just as we do today by the Alula platform. So we're not waiting or holding the signal at all to send it. If somebody does hit the confirm or false alarm, then that gives the monitoring station more information. But Simon, to answer your question, I wouldn't wait at all to go through your normal process with handling alarms. This is really an additional layer of data that's going to help you make more informed decisions.
Yeah, so it's really falls to the central station on how quickly they respond to it, but ultimately nothing is changing with the speed at which that notification is sent to the central station, and then the central station would just be following their standard protocol for responding to that alarm. And the next question comes from Mache up in Canada, and he asks a very similar question to this. He says, when you say that the communication is sent to the central station with urgency, is there an additional signal sent to notify centrals that this is a confirmed alarm? So I didn't mean to say if I did, or if the slide mentioned that it was sent with urgency. It's not sent with urgency. It's sent the same way it has been and will continue to be sent, that there is an alarm. And then it's the central station that would choose whether or not to somehow expedite it, because it has been confirmed by the user that it's an actual alarm. Anything further to add to that, Adam?
I would just clarify for Mache, and thanks for the question. I think the additional signal is a 779 contact ID event. So if you as the end user on the mobile application select confirm alarm, that will kick out an additional signal. So that would kick out the 779 contact ID event signal to the central station, letting them know that it's a user defined verified alarm, and then the central station can take appropriate action with that information.
All right, thanks for clarifying that, Adam. Here's a comment, not so much a question, from Kirk McDowell. Alula team, as chairman of SEAC, and SEAC is the Security Industry Alarm Coalition, we are always looking at technology to reduce unnecessary dispatches to authorities. This absolutely is in concert with that mission. Thanks so much, Kirk. Hey, Kirk, thanks for your comment. We appreciate that. And anything that we can do to help alleviate some of the unnecessary noise that goes to dispatch is good. James Moore asks, in the future, could the customer, the end user, message the dealer through the app? Adam, is that something that we've considered, or what are we doing?
That's a good question. I think so. With the initial rollout of Messenger, it's messaging system users, app users. We do have plans to add more to Messenger in the future, and I can't say one way or another whether we would be able to get it to where the user would be able to message the dealer, but we do have plans to expand upon Messenger. That is one piece that we will certainly take a look at.
Yeah, put that on the to-do list. I think it's a great idea. You know, so many times we get busy and it's easier to text businesses rather than call in and sometimes wait on hold. So if we could add that, and then the dealer could get around to responding to those messages when they can, that would be ideal.
Yeah, it's great feedback.
Kevin asks, how does it work if you have multiple locations that are all linked together?
Yeah, so if an end user has multiple locations, if they have multiple, their home and their vacation home linked together, or if they have a number of small businesses, this feature is for individual devices. So it's at the individual system level. So I could have alarm verification and Messenger technically enabled on my home and not on my vacation home, or I could have them enabled on both. So it's really up to you and the customer as how you want to enable them for those people with multiple locations, but there's no restrictions there. It would just be, as far as alarm verification, it would be show you those options if there's an alarm on a location that has alarm verification enabled. For Messenger's sake, it would messages would be for people that only have that the messages that are sent regarding a device or a location would be only seen by users that have access to that location.
Okay. Yeah, so it's possible for a user, a system user, to have their home and their small business and their vacation property all coming in through the same application, the Alula Security App, and it's going to note at the top of the screen which system they are receiving that alarm notification for. Correct, Adam?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so good question. Colin, yes, we are recording this, and we will be sending the recording out to everybody that registered for the webinar today. So we'll get that to you. I know you missed a portion of the call. Thanks for joining us. One question, Joel asks, what were the contact ID codes for the cancel and the verify again?
Yeah, so for the cancel or false alarm, it's 778. And for the alarm confirmation, it is 779.
779. There you go, Joel. Got those. Shelley asks, can you please explain again the Android feature difference from what was shown on the slide? the iOS versus the
Yeah,
Android. We'll go back to that slide so we can see what she's referring to.
sure.
Here you go.
Yeah, happy to do it. Our iOS and our Android apps have slightly different UIs as far as where you go to get to the menu. So there are some subtle differences within the UI. So with iOS, you're going to have a floating icon to get to the Messenger thread, and then with Android, it's going to be within the menu on the left-hand side. There will be a Messenger option, or if you just swipe left when you're on this within the app in the home screen, it will take you right to the chat thread. So there's two different ways to get to it within Android.
Tim Anderson says, can you send out the specific contact ID events that are going to be used so I can make sure that my monitoring software will process the signals correctly? Confirmation and cancellation events and any others that might be sent out. So Tim, those are covered on the cell sheets that we've got, the contact ID numbers that were just referenced by Adam as well. So yeah, we can make sure that you have that information. And yes, Kevin, the messages would only go to the users that are on the vacation home system only. They wouldn't go to the other system, the users for the other systems. Hopefully that makes sense. That brings us to the end of the questions that we've gotten sent to us here. Again, we appreciate the time that everyone has taken out of their day to hear about these great new service features from Alula. We think they are of value, and the partners that we've talked to are seeing the value in them as well. As one final reminder, talk to your account rep if you have questions about taking advantage of our promotional offer. Again, it's good through September 30th, so make sure that you get signed up and get those savings. If you have questions about Alula Pro, go to alulapro.com. And we appreciate your business and your partnership. And if there's nothing else from you, Adam, we'll sign off here. Anything else for you?
No, just thanks for having me, and thanks everybody that joined for their time.
Very good. Thanks, everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. Bye now.